Hello, everybody, and welcome to Freeing You from Self-Sabotage and Self-Abuse. Oh boy, how does it get any better than this? See, the interesting thing is you're an infinite being with infinite choice and infinite possibility, yes? Except if you look at the creation of your reality, how many judgments do you have of you? How much have you defined that only this and this is possible and this is not possible and you can't have this and you never get this and this never works and you've got to be ready for the worst case scenario and ready for disappointment and amazing, right? So with all of those constructs in place, have you created your house as a home that's spacious to be in, where you know your reality is a place of no judgment, where there is never an attack on you? As soon as you walk in the doors of your house in your reality, you know that there is a comfortable bed there waiting for you, with 1,200 thread count sheets, a wonderful meal, someone who honors you, who is spacious with you, who is kind and caring to you, someone who always gives you the doorway out and is always there to support you and contribute to you. So what if you could truly change your whole reality into you being that support of you, to where everything about your reality becomes a safe place for you? Because right now, is your reality a safe place to be, or is it a place that you attack yourself? Okay, so first off, everything that brings up, everywhere you have this rightness of being attacked, this goodness of being attacked, all the reasons and justifications that you have to attack you on a daily basis, would you be willing to destroy and cradle that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, and part of this, unraveling this and beginning to change your reality to where it's a safe home for you, you have to be willing to give up some stuff. Okay, you have to be willing to let go of the self-abuse and self-sabotage that you've been doing. Now, that might seem like, well, of course I want to let go of it, Rikka. I'm not that stupid. Except you would be very surprised at how many times, how many clearings we do on undoing the wrongness of you and how much people still fight for it being true. No, Rikka, you don't know what I grew up in. You don't know what went on in my childhood. You don't know how wrong I've made myself and other people have made me. And what ends up happening is a lot of people actually end up defending these positions of attacking themselves. So all the defense that you've been doing about all the self-sabotage and self-abuse that you've been doing to you, okay, all the reasons and justifications for all of that, would you be willing to destroy and cradle that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Do you guys get that judgment is abusive? Okay, so how many abusive relationships have you been in? All of them. Amazing, right? Okay, so what if we haven't even scratched the surface of having your reality be your home? What if you haven't even scratched the surface of you actually being in your life? Okay, and what if you didn't look at, oh, now I regret everything that happened? What if it was more like a celebration into the infinite possibilities and infinite choice to rewrite the blueprint of your past and move into a reality that would absolutely be super nurturing, caring, kind, and spacious with you, and totally loving of you? It's like you're missing out on the whole enchilada. So everything that brings up, everywhere you've created your reality to miss out on the whole enchilada called you. I love my clearings. Everything that doesn't allow that, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah. Okay, and the first step here, would all of you be willing to basically look at, all right, do I really want to continue the self-abuse and the self-sabotage and stopping myself? Or am I actually listening to this audio to change it and choose something else? Okay, would you look at it for you? Would you rather defend what's been going on and continue doing it, or go on the adventure of unlocking all that stuff and finding out just how beautiful, talented, and amazing you really are? Which one sounds like more fun? Number 1 or number 2? Okay, so everywhere you can now acknowledge that you'd rather go on the adventure of finding out how beautiful you are, you'd be willing to do so. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, so self-abuse, my friends. All right, so what are the reasons why self-abuse occurs in your world? To validate everybody else's reality. Everybody's doing it. Everybody has they're basically creating their life with one hand and then punching themselves in the face with the other. But everybody else is doing it. If I wasn't punching myself, I wouldn't fit in. So everything that brings up, everywhere you've been abusing you to vibrationally fit in with as much judgment as goes on this planet, and to validate everybody else's self-abuse, aka parents, family, in this reality, and every other parent you've ever had, would you be willing to destroy and create all that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Whoo, doggies. So what else is the value of this self-abuse?
Perpetuating the lies.
Perpetuating the lies.
Real.
Yeah. See, the thing is, you've been duped, my friends. Okay? You've actually been duped. You've duped yourself. You've bought into these lies and you've been making them true. How many lies are you holding on to, and really attempting to hold on to at this point, that you're still trying to make true? Holy Moses, everything that brings up times a godzillion, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And if you look at your past and all the wrongness of you that you've done, okay, just look at all the times you're like, oh my God, I suck, or I said the wrong thing, or feeling like you're not a gift to everyone. How many of you guys withdraw yourself from situations because you feel like, I'm not a good enough person to be around these people, or I'm not the right energy to be around these people? They need a break from me. As if you're a burden. Do you get that that is also self-abuse? Anywhere in your reality where you have any idea that you're a burden or not a gift is complete self-abuse. You are a contribution of magnitude. You always have been. There are idiots who haven't been able to receive it. Would you be willing to receive it for you regardless? Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Whoo, baby. And the crazy thing is, too, you guys, is how much of this judgment and self-abuse that you're holding on to are you holding on to in order to not be wrong about all the pain and suffering that you've caused yourself? Just look at it for a moment. Everything that brings up times a godzillion, would you be willing to destroy and create all that? Yes. That is some messy, sticky information. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, the other thing is we're indoctrinated into abusing ourselves as if that's the right way to do it, the good way to do it, and the way you're supposed to do it in this reality. So do you remember being a little kid? I remember actually being a little kid and having my parents judge me, okay, and having them teach me how to judge me because I couldn't do it very well. So they'd be like, I'd do something, I'd get in trouble. They'd say, you did the wrong thing. And I'm like, what? What do you mean wrong? They're like, go to your room and think about what you did. And I go to my room, and I actually remember the moment of teaching myself how to judge myself and how to make myself feel bad about me. So I remember thinking, okay, apparently I can't really exist with these people. You know, I'm pissing them off. They're angry at me. They're upset at me, and I don't even know what I did. So I'm going to sit here. How do I make myself feel as bad about me as they do? And I remember trying to do it inside my body, but I couldn't get my body to do that. So I went and I put something outside of me, and I actually created this entity of parents to where they could project that energy onto me, and maybe I could fit into that box enough to where I would learn how to stop hurting people. So how many of you guys cared so much that you taught yourself how to judge yourself because the people around you were saying, you're hurting me, you're doing this wrong and bad, you're bad? Everything that brings up times a godzillion. Would you be willing to destroy and create all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And I remember from that moment forward, it was like something would always tell me I was wrong. Because if they were always telling me I was wrong, right, but I didn't have that point of view about me, I had to always know it, because then I could maybe figure out how to function from their reality so that I didn't piss them off or hurt them in the future, and maybe I could avoid some of the pain and suffering I was causing. It's crazy, right? But I actually remember this whole thing consciously. And what would happen from then on is I had this inner critic that was now an outer critic that would, everything I ever said and did would judge me for it. Because if I was ready for it, then behind that person, I could maneuver and figure out how to, not mess up their realities or not piss them off or not get them upset. So how many of you guys created something outside of you that would judge you in every moment to make sure that you weren't doing the wrong thing and you were doing the right thing? Okay, would you be willing to fire that outer critic? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Okay, sometimes it's not so obvious as someone just saying something to you, and my experience has been just their actions, like just total withdrawal from you constantly. So you make it up, what's wrong with me, because what's going on here? And so it develops that way.
Yeah. Okay, and how many of you guys literally were in, and the thing is, abuse is the vibration and language of this reality. So if you weren't, how many of you guys basically grew up in a family where judgment was paramount? It's pretty normal. Even if they made you right, that's still a judgment of how you're wrong and how you could get better. Okay? So everything that brings up, and everywhere you thought the source of all that pain and suffering, sadness and contraction was you, so you thought, it must be my fault, there must be something wrong with me, because all they're doing is telling me how I'm wrong. So I've got to figure this out so I can make everybody happy and we can change all this. Okay, everything that brings up, would you be willing to destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And then you have parents that withdraw from you. So you're there. Do you remember being this little kid, this 2-year-old or 3-year-old or 4-year-old, and just loving them? Like thinking your parents were the bee's knees and the cat's meow? And all you wanted to do was like go to work with them and play with them and hang out with them. And I remember being like, oh my God, can I go to the dump with you, Dad? Because you never got time alone with Dad. Okay, he was either watching TV, he was drinking, or he was gone. You only got him when he came in the house to be that figure of Dad until he got drunk. So on Sundays, every once in a while, he'd go to the dump. And you would beg to go with him. Sometimes he took you and sometimes he didn't. But on the days that he did, wow, did your heart sing. You were so excited to be able to hang out with him as you went to the dump. Really. I used to beg to go to work with him. Because all I wanted to do was be with him. How many of you guys just all you wanted to do was be with your parents? Everything that brings up times a godzillion, and everywhere they weren't there for you because they weren't there for themselves. Okay, would you be willing to destroy and create all that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Do you remember just going, but what do you do all day long? Well, can you tell me what you do so I can at least imagine you there? So I don't feel like you're gone all the time from me? So he'd be like, I answer phones. So then when I wanted to be with my dad, I'd sit there and I'd imagine him answering phones. Do you guys get how much you love? Do you have any idea how big your hearts are? So how many of you guys have created this point of view or this reality where this hurts too much to be this open and this loving, to love this fully? How many things have occurred in your life where you continue to shut down that openness, shut down that vulnerability? Because maybe they weren't there. Maybe they went to drinking and withdrawing from you. Maybe they even went to judging you or judging themselves or abusing you. And all you're doing is sitting there with your arms open going, why won't you be with me? All I did to come here was to be with you. And when you love someone more than they love themselves, what do? They invalidate it. They can't help but invalidate it. You're trying to serve ice cream to an alien. Okay? You love them so fully, they can't even grasp how to love themselves like that. So day by day and little by little, they get you to shut you down. Because your love was never received. And what a travesty to never be received. So everything that brings up times a godzillion. All the repressed and suppressed not being received from your childhood, from all the lifetimes, from all the relationships, from the parents, from all the people that you've loved so totally, you just wanted them to be there with you. Should be willing to destroy and create all that times a godzillion and let it out and don't repress it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and meons. So, and I remember I was reading actually Dane's book on Being You, Changing the World. Amazing book. It has an incredible chapter on caring that just changes your world. And he was talking about how he had saved up his entire allowance from the entire year. And he was going to this family event. And he wanted to get everybody a gift because he wanted everyone to know just how much he loved them all. So he bought chapsticks with his entire year of allowance to gift to his aunts and uncles and cousins and parents and everybody, because everybody loves chapstick. And his mom was like, are you sure you want to spend all your money on everybody else? Yes, of course I do. I'm here to make people happy. I want to show them how big of a gift they are. Okay, and in reading that chapter, I bawled my eyes out. Because all of a sudden I got that I'm that being too. All I've ever wanted to do was just love everybody totally and have them love themselves and have them receive it. And I also looked at all the times in which I expressed or beat that love and it wasn't received, and it was so freaking painful, I thought I have to shut this down. I can't be this for people. And I'm like, wait a second. When I looked at all those experiences of shutting myself down, I go, hold on. Who was I before this? Because I'm having that times a godzillion. And who was I before this? Because I'm having that times a godzillion. I can stand in the face of all the unlove on this entire planet and love everyone fully, including me. So how many of you guys would be willing to stand in the face of everyone's unlove and insanity and love you and everyone fully? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So I remember one particular experience that occurred in my world where I shut myself down a whole bunch. So I had a mom who was mean and mad most of the time, pretty much all the time. And one Valentine's Day, I'm like, man, what would it take for her to love herself, you know? And what would it take for her to receive love from me? I have so much love to give. I could melt this whole thing. Everything she's upset about would take me about 2 seconds. I could give her a hug and the whole thing would go away if she just let me in. So I spent all day making her this card and writing all the stuff in it, and I wrote a poem, and I was so excited, and it was so pretty, and all the colors and all this stuff, and I handed it to her. I go, "Happy Valentine's Day, Mom." She reads it and says, "What do you want?" More like, "What do you want?" Because in her world, loving and caring had been used to manipulate her. Manipulation and loving and caring was the same thing. The only reason why you care is to manipulate. That's a sad world, my friend. So everything that brings up for all of you, ever you've had that done to you, where you love somebody fully, and then they asked, "What do you want?" Totally disregarded the whole entire thing. Would you be willing to destroy and cradle that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And just imagine, you're that parent and you do something like that, and you know it's your own stuff. You know that little kid is looking at you with those wide eyes, just here to love you, and you just shut him down. How do you feel about you? Even worse. So then what do? You know what? I think I better withdraw. I think this kid is going to be better off without me. So how many of you guys had parents who withdrew from you because they loved you so much and all they did from their point of view was hurt you? Or numbed it, hurt you and hurt themselves, and then numbed it with alcohol or drugs? Everything that brings up through all time, space, dimensions, and realities, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So the thing is, all the walls of this emotional content that you've locked yourself out of this infinite loving, okay, all of it keeps you from infinitely loving you. So what if you are willing to have that loving and that caring just for you to receive? That vulnerability, that total openness, that, yes, anyone can contribute to my entire being. I am here to love you and adore you and to receive you fully. And I'm allowing myself to actually be loved. How many of you guys don't allow yourself to be loved? How many of you guys are defending and fighting instead of allowing the walls down and allowing yourself to actually be loved? So everything that brings up times a godzillion, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Okay, so I was making this connection while you were talking. When I was in high school, I was so physically sick. And I told my mom, I'm so sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm so sick. And, "Oh, honey, we don't have the money to take you to the doctor. We don't have insurance. You'll be fine." And basically just ignored how sick I was. And I finally went down to the street to where I babysat for a physician's family, and he called my parents and said, "Your daughter's sick. She needs to go to the hospital," and basically shamed them into taking me to this emergency clinic. And turned out I had horrible strep and horrible mono, and I was just deathly ill for quite a while. But I just made this connection that I never took care of myself because my parents wouldn't take care of me, and then there was shame in taking care of me, and so I never take care of myself, or learning to, but...
Yeah. And how many of you guys had something like that occur? Where instead of your parents taking care of you, you actually had to go find care from a neighborhood physician that you knew and actually... know that you had to be there for you beyond what they had the capacity to be there for you for. So everything that brings up, all the neglect and the uncaring that's been done with all of us? Would you guys now be willing to let that go? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. I remember when I was a little kid, I had a grandmother who actually loved me. And I got sick, I got the flu, and everything hurt. And she sat there and read me Little Red Riding Hood. And she cared so much about me that it hurt. Because whenever you were sick in my family, you basically got told to go to your room. And to get over it. Take 2 aspirin and go to school. So, how many of you guys have this position of this emotional content beyond, it's like being loved is bringing up all that hurt of not being seen, not being heard, and not having that nurturing, caring, and support that you actually require in moments. Do you guys get that it's kind of tough to do it all by yourself all the time? So everywhere you haven't been able to depend on anybody, and you've kept you from being that person for you, and then kept people from coming into your world that would actually allow you to dissolve that too, would you be willing to destroy and cradle that? Times of God's zillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And I mean, these cute little, sweet little infinite beings, you know? These infinite loving lights that just come into everybody's world just to love them. So what if it was time to actually undo the pain of not being received? The pain of having nobody there for you? Yeah. What if it was time to really let all that go? All the way deep down in your being and your body. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, beyonds. And what if it was time to take all that energy back for you? You know? Okay, you know what? I'll have it back for me now. I'm going to take care of myself fully. I'm going to love myself fully. And you know what? I don't even need to create pain or sickness in order to nurture me. I'm going to get a massage because I feel great. I'm going to go get treated. I'm going to go get a session because I feel great. And how much greater can I feel? So everything that you've locked into your body also, because it was neglected, so you had to create a big enough pain, suffering, or sickness, or illness, or disease to get somebody's attention. Okay? To be willing to destroy and create everything you've done to create that as your reality with your body. Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And would you now be willing to listen to your body in the feather touch way that it actually desires? Yeah? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
I was going to say the next step with that is, then I did create this illness in my body, and when I was old enough and had my own insurance, went to the doctors trying to find out what's wrong, and nothing was ever wrong. It was all in my head, or so I was told. So then I was made to feel crazy that I had these physical manifestations and had no nurturing and love in that community either.
Yeah, right? And the thing is that from, being in this consciousness work, oh man, your body is fitting into every point of view you have. So truly, there is no explanation or diagnosis for any disease, aside from you put it there. So then when doctors can't pinpoint it, because they shouldn't actually be able to pinpoint anything anyway, right? Because nothing is real or a construct or a conclusion that actually exists that isn't changeable. Then you think, oh, I'm the crazy one. I'm making this whole thing up. Well, part of that is actually true. Okay, and would you be willing to dump all the emotional content and all the ways in which your body's screaming for you to make your reality your home? A spacious one, not an abusive one. Yeah? Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Whew. Okay, and it's like, for how many of you guys did your parents actually not touch you or nurture you? Mm-hmm. So now touch or nurturing feels like either what can happen is it feels like pain. Okay, when people get close to you or get really intimate with you, it's like, stop touching me. I don't know what to do. Okay? I know, isn't that weird? Or you think they're weird. You know, somebody is really intimate with you and you're like, I got to get away from this person. They actually like me. You know, they actually are here to nurture me and care for me. What's the catch? Isn't that amazing? So everything that brings up times a godzillion, everywhere you weren't nurtured and you don't feel comfortable with it. Okay? Which means your house is abusive and that feels normal to you. Will you destroy and cradle that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
So I was realizing one form of abuse is that I deserved it, kind of in the construct of, and then having to do penance. Yeah.
Boy, don't you love that? See, and the thing is, okay, so if you're being stabbed energetically in every moment, which is anytime anybody judges you, that's what it feels like, and it doesn't make any sense to you and you can't figure out why they're doing it, okay, as this little infinite being coming in. So you're made wrong, 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 you're made wrong. Finally, oh my God, if these people make me wrong for any longer, I'm going to lose myself. I've got to figure out why they're doing this. I've got to understand it, or I've got to make it feel okay with me. So how do you make abuse feel okay with you? Well, I'm sure I probably deserved it. Okay? Some people do that. The other thing you can do is create the point of view that you are wrong. So when the wrongness comes in, it's natural and normal to you. So as that vibration is projected onto you, you say, I feel the same way about myself. You're used to the vibration because it's normal to you, and it doesn't feel so bad. Okay, everywhere you have, and the other thing is, a lot of the times with parents, it's like they're the best position that we had, while we were growing up 20 or 30 years ago in the consciousness, or 50 years ago, was probably right. Like the happiest your parents were was when they were right. So then you spend your entire life trying to make them right. Because that was the happiest that you could do, and all you wanted to do was make them happy. So everything that brings up, everywhere you made the abuse that you received as a kid right, and the idea that you deserved it, or made your own home that same abusive pattern so it would feel normal when it came in. Okay, would you all be willing to destroy and cradle that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, there's also this point in which you've been made wrong so much, you've been not nurtured so much, you've been withdrawn from, you've been made the problem to their finances, their happiness, their body. Your mom saying, I gained all this weight after I had you. Or I got old after I had you. Or you're going to give me a heart attack. Or, So you get blamed for their body, their relationships probably. You ruined our marriage. Without you, we were happy before we had you. Right? You get blamed about their finances. Well, we had money. We would have money if we didn't have you. But all the money that would go into savings goes to you. You take away from our life. Okay? So under those circumstances, if that's the home that you grew up in, which a lot of us have to some degree, okay, at some point you think, if I don't preserve myself in some way and do something about this, if I don't create some self-preservation here, I'm going to lose my awareness of me. And this is what we call the self-preservation of being. So basically, you take your awareness of you, the last sliver of awareness that you have, and you solidify it beyond wall after defense mechanism after program after defense mechanism, thereby creating you as an insular being to where you have this sliver of awareness of the gift that you are, but it's beyond that is all these different systems so that no one can ever touch this part of you ever again. Because you're afraid if they affect that part of you, you're going to be gone. So how many defense mechanisms, programs, ideals, fixations, and judgments have you created to preserve your very being from the abuse of childhood and this reality? And is now the time to unlock all of those. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So, what Gary was talking about with this self-preservation of being, it's actually, the whole thing came up because of me. The whole song, It Wasn't Me, it doesn't work in this position. Wasn't me. No, it was me. So, basically, I had been doing some unconscious and anti-conscious things that I couldn't see. And he delivered potency in my universe. Okay. Which means there was a lot of what people call anger, but it's not. It's just an energy that he was using to get me to see what was actually happening, which is a gift of magnitude. Okay. And what I wanted to do was, first, I wanted to eject from my body. Second, I wanted to be superior for not getting angry. Third, I wanted to make him wrong. Fourth, I wanted to make me right. Fifth, I wanted to withdraw. And sixth, I was like, fine, I'll be done with access consciousness. You know what I mean? Which is, and every one of those defense mechanisms and programs, none of that worked for me. Right? This man, the founder of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas, who's amazing. He's such a genius facilitator. He has given me so much of me, and I'm going to make him wrong. I don't think so. Okay? I'm going to hold on to this position that I'm right. You know what? Right is so small and so insignificant. I am not making myself right over this, and I am not locking myself into rightness about this. This is not happening. So all of a sudden, I couldn't do the right thing. I couldn't do the he's wrong thing. And then I was going, well, I'm sure I'm wrong, and that didn't work either. Okay. Then I was going, fine, I'll just leave then. Except I'm going, what? These keys to the kingdom that I get every time I go to class and I'm going to leave? Yeah, I don't think so. Right? So then leaving didn't work. Fine, I'll just quit facilitating access consciousness. Yeah, like that's going to work. So basically, I was out of all my defense mechanisms. There was nothing else I could do but basically be there. And what Gary had found is prior to access, he'd always seen this position where you get so close to actually setting someone completely and totally free, and they run. Because what happens is, in the time of creating that self-preservation of being, I thought, I'm going to be annihilated. I'm going to lose myself totally, then I insulate myself with all this stuff. So I think getting back to this source point is insanity and is total annihilation. So as they get closer and closer and whittle their way down into like basically setting me free, I'm like, I'm going to be annihilated. You're not taking one step further. And all those positions and defense mechanisms I put in place, I actually put in place as if it was a choice for me to protect me, because it actually was in that moment. In that moment, I required all that judgment of self and of others in order to insulate my being, in order to protect myself, in order to have that self-preservation. So when the time was right to undo all that, I actually could. And I could pull out my being and actually have it. So what if every judgment you've ever and abuse you've ever created about you in order to insulate your being was not a wrongness. It was what had to be done in the moment. Because you didn't have the tools then. You didn't know how to survive and how to keep yourself in this reality, in this abusive, judgmental place. Good news, my friends, now you do. So everything that brings up, everywhere you think you can't unlock you totally, because what you're going to find is that you're going to get annihilated. Okay, would you be willing to destroy and cradle that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. It's kind of a little bit of a different awareness, right? When you look at all the judgment of self and you go, oh, wow, I kind of needed that stuff to protect myself because I was going to lose myself. So, but do I now? No, never mind. It's cool. I don't actually need to make myself wrong or right. I can just have me now. I'm not living under my parents' roof. You know? I don't have to endure the pain and suffering of being there and being judged in every moment. I'm creating my home as a place and a space of no judgment, where I nurture me, I honor me, and I care for me in every moment. As my choice for me. So everything that doesn't allow you to embody that fully for you, would you be willing to destroy and cradle that? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay. So what if abusing you was no longer an option? What if self-sabotaging you was no longer an option? I mean, are you really going to create this, amazing bed and then throw some nails in it just to get pricked? Do you have to do that anymore? See, every single judgment that you've made real about you becomes a place where you, others in this reality, attacks you. Because the thing is, any judgment you have of you, the only reason why anyone else's judgment of you would ever affect you or hurt you at all is because you've hurt yourself in the same place. Okay? So is there anybody in this room that is really, really amazing at something? Just really good at it. Could be making pecan pie. Okay? But there's nothing in your universe that invalidates that. Does anybody have anything that they're just really good at? Could be flying planes. I can fly a plane. Okay, and what is that? Yeah. So, here we are in a room full of infinite beings, and we just went through about 10 things of people going, I'm really good at this, except they have a conflictual universe. So it took us like 10 minutes to find one thing that somebody knows beyond a shadow of doubt they're amazing at. Okay, do you see how insane that we've all created our realities? To not know the brilliance, the genius, and the amazing being that we're being. So everything that brings up times a godzillion, would you be willing to destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, meons. Okay, so this is really cool. This will give you a window into consciousness that will open the floodgates, okay, of what actually goes on and how reality and actually interacts. So we did find one thing, okay. Christine's like, I'm a really fabulous, phenomenal natural cook. I can do anything with all these natural materials. Like I can make amazing meals, natural meals. So, okay, that's something that you have. So if I said, Christine, you suck at making natural food meals and you're terrible at it, what would you say?
I would say, well, that's not true. I just, ask any of the 20,000 people that I've cooked for.
Exactly, right? So basically, her point of view is, Rikka, you're insane. Okay? Are your taste buds off? Are you cuckoo in the head? Did you eat somebody else's food? Because somehow you're missing this whole thing that's going on, right? There's nothing in her world that's going on around it. She just goes, that's insane. Now, are you going to think about that tonight? Oh my God, Rikka said I sucked. Maybe she was right. Or did you just go, no, that was never true at all?
Yeah, I'm just like, that just like she's not. It's like she's off. Maybe she's not tasting it. Maybe she's never had any good food before. I don't know what. I don't know what's going on, but it's not me. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So this is amazing because right now she's basically going, oh, apparently you're the one with the problem. Okay. Apparently you're the one that's having the experience. That's the lie. So do you want me to pock and pod you on it? Right? She's standing in full awareness and consciousness of what's actually true. Okay, is everybody willing to get that piece? Okay, so when I say you suck at natural cooking, is there anything that has to happen in your field?
No.
No. She's just in her truth. Like, what's up? No? That's funny. Is that a joke? Right? I mean, it's just like there's nothing going on in her system. So what's something that you still think you're wrong about?
Well, I mentioned languages before, and I think there's this thing about accents in some of them. Like, I learn them, I use grammar, I make jokes, I'm ironic, but, maybe my accent is not quite as perfect in a couple of them as it could be. So I think there's some judgment about that.
Okay, so if I tell you, you know what, your accents kind of suck and you really need to work on this, then what do you do in your field?
I'm kind of like, oh yeah, and it's because of this, and I didn't start early enough, or I didn't work hard enough, or this happened, and I will start to go into the story of that.
Yeah, so she's got a full database of what goes on, what it's attached to, what it means, all the becauses, right? So in that area, since she's created judgment of her, she actually has to do something with my judgment of the same area that she judges herself on. Okay? Okay, so if she had no judgment about accents, she'd have the same reality around the food as she could around the accents. Okay, that occurs in every area of your life. So, Christine, if I told you you're not that good with people and you really need to work on your social skills, what would you say?
Now I would, because that definitely was a big thing of mine in the past. I think it's partly clear. I think there's still some stuff there.
Still a story there.
Yeah, there you go. Apparently so. Apparently so.
Okay. So the thing is that if you could have every part of your reality be like the natural cooking, insanity of judgment could happen all around you at all times. None of it would ever belong to you. And you know that everyone's problems were just their own. Yeah, truly. So, and this is your birthright as an infinite being. Your birthright is to create a reality that works for you, right? To undo all those positive and negative charges, to see everything for the truth that it is, to shine the light of consciousness on all those judgments, unlock them in its entirety, to where anything can happen around you and you go, wow, look at all the insanity. No matter what anybody says to you, oh, this, you suck at this. And you're like, wow, you must be insane. Right? Oh, you didn't say or do the right thing. Well, apparently, would you like me to take the cotton out of your ears? It has nothing to do with you. And the only judgments you have to do something with are the places and spaces in which you judge you. So the key is, my friends, if you get out of judgment of you and you undo all the abuse that you've been doing to you and with you, you get to be in the face of total insanity of this reality and know that none of it has anything to do with you. You get to have every part of your life being this natural cooking spot where you go, taste buds off, or wow, let me get you some glasses because apparently you don't see my beauty, You just get to go, hey, apparently you're the one with a problem. Okay. Have a problem. But it doesn't matter to you. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to think about it. It doesn't have to bug you. Right now, how much do you guys bug you on a daily basis based on all the judgments you have of you that you're still trying to work out and figure out that are all lies and limitations and aren't true anyway?
You just deflect it.
Yeah, or you deflect it. You resist them, which is actually agreeing with it. Everything that brings up times a godzillion, would you be willing to destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And if you end the judgment and the resistance, basically if you end the resistance and allow yourself to be all things, you can have this space where anything can come through you. Because you go, sure, I'll be that and not that. Okay. Somebody throws a judgment at you and you go, yes, and no, and maybe. Because I'm an infinite being. An infinite being would be all energies or some energies. All energies. So somebody says you're really manipulative and you go, thank you, I can be that. And they say you're so kind, thank you, I can be that. Because what they're doing is they're just acknowledging one aspect of your infinite being. No matter what judgment they're throwing at you. Sure, yeah. Am I that? Yeah. Am I that? Yeah. What if you said yes to everything that ever comes at you without aligning with any part of it? Okay, that, my friends, would undo every judgment in your entire system. And the resistance and the judgment. So everywhere you can now embrace and just totally allow all that stuff to pass through you, would you be willing to destroy and create everything that doesn't allow that? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Cool. And what's interesting is if you actually had gratitude and loved every judgment just for the joy and fun of loving it, I love that about me. It's like one of the questions that we give that's a really great exercise you can begin working, actually even after you listen to this audio, is what's the worst thing that anyone could ever say to me? Okay? That would just bother me. It would just get me, you know. Whether it's, you know, you're a bad parent, or you sucked at upbringing your children, or, you know, well, you know you did or said the wrong thing, or you don't deserve money and you know you don't, or whatever it is, okay? What's the worst thing? For me, it was that I was not caring. Because guess who projected that idea onto me? My parents, right? You don't care. And I'm like, who doesn't care? Who are you talking to? Whoa. Okay, so what's the worst thing that anyone could ever say to you? And then what you can do is basically have gratitude and love that judgment out of existence. Have zero judgment of the judgment. So one way you can do is pock and pod everywhere you believe that you're not caring, because if you're proving that you're caring, you believe that you're not. If any judgment ever affects you, you believe the opposite. So if somebody goes, oh, you're not caring, you're like, yes, I am. I will prove to you that I'm caring, you know? Okay, all of that is your judgment of how you're not caring. So then if you go, I love that I am not caring. I love that I am so cold-hearted. And you look at that judgment, just pull it out in front of your system, okay, in your reality. I love that I don't care. I love not caring about anyone or anything. I so don't care about anything, and I love that about me. I love that I can just walk all over people and never care about them totally. I never think about anybody. I never, put them into the equation. I never put anybody into consideration. I love that all I do is a total selfish, uncaring, total brat of magnitude. I am so selfish. And you actually begin loving all that resistance. And just, I love that about me. God, I love that I'm cold-hearted. I am so not caring. And what you'll find is all of a sudden, you have no judgment about not caring. Because you've dissolved that positive and negative charge in you. Then when somebody comes up to you and they go, you're not caring, you're like, thanks, I can be that. Because you know that all you truly be is infinite choice. All you truly be is any vibration of your choice in any moment. And you actually trust you to make choices that work for you. Because you're making choices that work for you. Okay? And you trust that you will take care of you because you're taking care of you. And first and foremost, you are the most valuable thing in your life. You as a being is the most valuable thing. Who comes first? You as a being. And what I look at too is your body and being. So the things that come first is the energetics of your body and being. Everything else is secondary. Okay, would you be willing to be the first one in line in your life and create a home that is not full of abuse, but is full of this infinite love, this absolute no judgment, and this total adoration of every facet of you? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyond. So if you infinitely had gratitude and loved those judgments, everything you think is judgeable about you, would you still be in judgment? Oh my God, the whole thing would disappear, right? If you totally had infinite love, gratitude, and adoration for all the bad, worst, evil parts that you just think are so judgeable and you're just sure that they're super judgeable. If instead of doing that, you loved each of those facets so infinitely, would you have any judgment of you? It would be absolutely gone. Because somebody goes, "You're not caring." And you go, "I love that I'm not caring. I love that about me." How could any part of you not be oneness? How could any part of you not be this beautiful generative energy, space, and consciousness? How could any part of oneness be judgeable? How could any part of oneness be judgeable? So how could any part of you be judgeable? How could any judgment be judgeable? Okay, do you judge the trees? No. Why do you judge you then? They're part of oneness. You're part of oneness. Hello? It's like, do you go and judge the energy that God bees? God, I don't know about you. All this infinite love, light, and gratitude, and peace and possibility, infinite vibration without any judgment. I think that that's bad. No! So you, in being that infinite love, that infinite gratitude, that infinite vibration of absolutely no judgment, tell me again why you would ever judge any part of you. Everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, your body is part of this too. How could you judge any part of your body? Your body is that being of oneness, that being of the universe, that God, whatever it is you want to call it, the source or whatever. You are being that infinite energy. How could you judge any part of oneness? Called your body. So everywhere you have judged your body, judged your life, judged your reality, judged your relationships and everything else, when all of it is just oneness and completely and totally unjudgeable. Sorry to have you face the news, you are absolutely unjudgeable. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And what's funny is all that would be required was to be in no judgment of judgment. Can you do that? Can you be in absolute no judgment of judgment and think judgment is cute and funny? Oh, that's a cute judgment. Oh, you think I'm evil? Of course I am. I'm infinite vibration. I'll be that energy anytime that it's required. Right? You're bad. Of course I am. I'll be any vibration in any moment that's here to facilitate more consciousness. Why would I ever resist that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Oh, we are so cute, my friends. We have duped ourselves. This is just a case of mistaken identity, okay? You've associated with positive and negative polarity as if it had anything to do with your body and being. Oopsie. Oh, well. Can you let it go? Of course you can. Can you let it go? Yeah, why not? How joyful and happy would your home be if it was a space of no judgment? Okay, and you are your greatest conscious facilitator. You are that space that you could be for you. You are that nurturing, that caring, that infinite love, that infinite vibration. You already be it. Why not allow you to apply it to you and make the entirety of your home a joyful, loving, beautiful, sweet, gentle experience of living? Why not? It's your choice. That's one thing you get here is infinite choice. It's something you come in with. It's your birthright. So everything that brings up everywhere you've, oopsie, misidentified and misapplied you as judgment, oopsie, would you be willing to destroy and cradle that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So what if it was time to dissolve and deconstruct every single judgment that you think you have anything to do with? Allow all of that information to fall away. Allow you to begin your choice for reality, your choice for you, where you get to be spacious with you. You leave you alone. You get to be this being that just looks at you adorationally and goes, God, I love every part of you. You are so fabulous. Oh, you're sexy and hot. I am so grateful for you. As you look in the mirror, you adore your body. You adore your face and your eyes and the beautiful being you're choosing to be. God, I love me. I'm like the funniest person I know. I'm like the bee's knees, the meesies. I'm like my own movie star. I love playing in my own movie. It's like the best thing ever. Because everywhere, everything I do, everything I say is totally received and never judged. I'm like my best audience. I laugh hysterically at me. My reality with me is that I'm fabulous and amazing and a walking, talking miracle. So, everything that doesn't allow that to pour through every pore of your body, being, and reality and flush out all that yuck, would you be willing to destroy and uncradle that and let it all go? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And would you now choose to let it all in? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.